Hey guys, this is Comic and today I'm doing a review for X-Men Apocalypse. Sorry that this review is a little late. I actually got to see this with my brother and my friend Luke. We haven't seen a superhero movie together since Winter Soldier, so it was nice to see a movie with them. Again, I just was busy this weekend, but I did get to see the movie, doing a review now, and I will say that I heard underwhelming stuff about the movie, but I started, I want to keep it optimistic as I went in. Now, of course, I'm going to start with a non-spoiler version and then of this review and then go into spoilers, so let's start with non-spoilers and just say I was pleasantly surprised by this movie. Again, I heard negative things going into it or mixed things about it, but I really liked it as an X-Men film, and I think this had a lot more character development than past X-Men films, especially with the students. I liked Apocalypse as a villain for the most part. I mean, he was a little two-dimensional himself, but I liked his background story, I liked his powers, liked the final act of the fight. So I enjoyed that, and I'll go more into detail with that in the spoilers. And yeah, there was some good character development overall. I mean, there are some characters that were ignored, like Angel, Storm, I felt like could have more. Psylocke was another one. Jubilee just kind of being thrown there, not really having a line. But mostly, we had Jean Grey, who had a lot of good material. The actress, I think, went in and out of a Scottish accent a lot because she is Scottish, the actress, so I think the American accent could have been a little bit better. I think there could have been some more emotion from the actress, but the material was definitely there. Cyclops, I thought they did very well. Nightcrawler, they did well. Quicksilver, I think they did very well. Magneto was amazing in this movie. So overall, I really enjoyed the action. I like that it wasn't shaky cam like a lot of superhero movies tend to do. Like, that was a big complaint from Civil War, that there was awesome choreography, but there was so much shaky cam you couldn't really focus on the wonderful action. But here they really utilized great graphics, really unique choreography, so I definitely give applause to that, and I think X-Men's always been very good at doing unique fighting materials, so I really like that. And there's a lot of good shockers throughout the movie that I enjoyed. So overall, as a non-spoiler review, I give it 4.25 stars, and I think it's because I wasn't overhyped for this movie, and I was actually, underwhelmed going into it, but the movie went over my expectations, and I thought it was a really good addition to X-Men. Now, there are some negatives I'm gonna go into. Again, it is overcrowded, the movie. I think the villain was a bit two-dimensional. There are some characters that didn't really have much, but I think what they did add to the movie was really well done. So let's go into the spoiler portion. I want to mention, I think they did a really good job with the political and religious aspects of it, especially with characters like Apocalypse and Nightcrawler and this idea of gods, and that's always been something relevant in the X-Men source material. And political aspect, again, something always relevant in the X-Men source material. And you get touched, stuff with the Cold War, because it is the 80s, even though they mention Russia, which didn't exist, I'm pretty sure, at that time. It was the Soviet Union, but you do mention the Cold War here. You have the superpowers and the actual superpowers of the Cold War, so I like the idea of power. I think they did that theme very well throughout the film. Now, going into Apocalypse himself, I thought, again, he had an interesting backstory. The final battle was good with him. But I didn't like, and I made a joke, that I didn't like that every single time a character surrounded him, they automatically became very two-dimensional. Storm being one of them. Storm was on the team and really didn't do much in this movie. Psylocke was a big disappointment for me. Angel, I mean, he has such a great past. They didn't really do much with his character either. Expected more. So anyone that was in Apocalypse's team wasn't that great, honestly. And I thought with Storm switching sides so easily in the end was weird, so they could have built that up a bit more. Now, I also want to talk about Jean. I don't think I talked about Jean yet. Jean, I don't think I talked about Jean, but I'll say it again, I guess, because I did another review before this. But, yeah, Jean, I think the actress kind of fell into a Scottish and American accent a lot, so the actress I think could have been better, but the material was there, definitely. Cyclops, I think they did well. I liked Cyclops. Mystique, I think it was more of the name of Jennifer Lawrence than her utilization in the movie, but I like that she has this past in the X-Men, and they utilized that pretty well, so I enjoyed that. Quicksilver was amazing, as always. I liked how they utilized his connection to Magneto. The best scene throughout the whole movie, though, was the Magneto family's death. That was, you know, jaw on the floor moment. And Michael Fassbender's performance as Magneto once again was the highlight of this movie. Another highlight, Jean as the Phoenix, I knew was coming, but it was amazing to see, and hopefully we can see more of that in the future. I would really like to see where that goes. So yeah, again, the action was done very well. I was surprised with the movie. There were characters that probably didn't have to be in the movie, probably could have been cut out, like Psylocke. I know they're trying to do the Four Horsemen, but it didn't quite work. I think Psylocke, Storm, Jubilee, sadly could have been cut out of the movie, and it did feel overcrowded at times, but what I liked is finally an X-Men movie focusing on the premise of the X-Men, which was the school, and I think they built up the school and the idea of the X-Men so well in this movie, which is what I really liked, and it actually connected a lot to, if you've seen X-Men Evolution, I think they connected it to that movie, or I'm sorry, that TV show very well. So again, overall I give the movie 4.25 stars. I was very pleasantly surprised with it. I think it had great action, good character development. Now there were a couple of hiccups here and there. It was a long movie. Pacing probably could have been cut out. You know, pacing could have been better, and maybe 30 minutes of the movie probably could have been cut out with cutting out a couple of characters, but I think if you go in there not, you know, overhyping or underhyping, you'll have a fun time watching it. So that's my opinion on X-Men. Please let me know in the comments below what you thought, and don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Don't forget to like my Facebook page. Also, description below, there are links for my comic book, Like Father, Like Daughter, and don't forget to like the Facebook of Like Father, Like Daughter. Also want to mention, I like the Wolverine scene. It was a kind of a good cameo, and it wasn't too much Wolverine in this movie, which I thought had a little bit too much to do in Days of Futures Past instead of Kitty Pryde, but we could talk about that another day. But thank you guys, and I'll see you guys later.